Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
everyone.
How's it going,
Hello.
guys? Guess who has red
Look at the new
hair?
hair. Look at
If you're
it.
listening on Spotify, then you obviously can't see, but I dyed my hair today. um, I hadn't colored my hair in literally like a year and a half. So the root was literally past my earlobes. It was so disgusting and I felt so ugly. um,
Oh,
but I was like, I can't afford to go get my hair dyed because it's like $400 to get my hair
it's
colored and
expensive.
cut.
Yeah.
And I can't do that for the foreseeable future. So I was like, you know what? I got TikTok. Really, it just felt like I was back in high school where I would just like coat my hair just like with gloves, like slap it on. And I basically
Yeah.
did the same thing, except I did buy a little brush that I did use it on my strands, so I stepped up a little bit. But yeah, I've been wanting to go more my natural color, which is kind of like a strawberry like reddish brown color. It's kind of hard to tell, but like in the light it has red strands. And just go
It's
like
hard to believe that's a self-dye. That looks incredible. I
thank
just found this
you.
out like
I literally
20 minutes ago.
surprised him. we went
So this
I
is a
called
big
him.
reveal for me.
I called him
I
on
love it.
Discord.
I'm obsessed. I think it looks incredible.
Well, I will, I will just get it out there. I have been obsessed with House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones. I've been watching them simultaneously. I'm in season 7 of Game of Thrones, and obviously, I just watched the new House of the Dragon episode, which was so good this week. It was so good. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's the episode that we've been waiting for in terms of like references to Game of Thrones. So go watch it if you haven't. But
Cool.
yeah, I'm obsessed with
I'm
the
excited to eventually get into it. I've
yes,
never seen a single dingle episode.
and that makes me so happy because it's just such an amazing journey, and I'm
You'll get
excited.
to see all my reactions. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, "This is my favorite character," and you're gonna be like,
Ugh. Well,
and
that's how Game of not Game of Thrones. That's how The Walking Dead is, which we are almost done with The Walking Dead, which is crazy to say, but we're almost done with it. We're about midway through season 11, right?
yeah, and there's a few side series. I know we're not gonna watch every single thing, and we are gonna watch other
Yeah.
things on the side, but there's one main side series that I do want to watch
Hmm.
because it's not a side series. It's like main characters in it
Yeah.
that I'm very excited for. And the reason why I wanted to start watching Walking Dead again was so I could watch this series.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, because it's got a John Locke in it, and I want to watch that.
Oh, right, right. We've been talking about John Locke in this series since we watched Lost last year, which it was probably like what, 4 months ago that we watched Lost?
Yeah, so yeah, not quite last year, but it was the reason why we watched Walking Dead is because we watched Lost.
Yeah.
And then I found out Terry O'Quinn is the new, I guess, villain. I don't really
Hmm.
know the details, everyone, so don't tell me, but that made me want to partake in this new series.
Yeah.
But I'm so far behind, I don't remember anything.
Hmm.
But now I'm fully refreshed. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna watch the.
you had seen up
I've seen
through
most of
season
it.
10.
Yeah, but I forgot almost all of season 10.
Hmm.
10. So when we were watching it, it was like mind blowing again, all
Yeah.
over again, right?
Yeah, and it still is like
So
every you know how with shows that are running for that long, like at some point later in the series you start to feel like, okay, can we just wrap this up? Like we all
well,
the characters are just like old and I know they want to move on to different projects. Like,
and a lot of
you know.
them visibly did.
Yeah,
They would
yeah.
write them off in half-assed ways, be like, "Oh, this
I had to
character
go find
wanted to
myself
I had to go find herself.
in an
Ooh."
apocalypse.
And then she came back like, "Oh, other job didn't work out,
Got to
huh?"
go backpack through the states.
Like,
Like,
but why though?
but why would you leave food, shelter, and people?
Yeah. So it's not the best way of writing off characters, and they do it a
Yeah.
lot. They do that a lot.
Yeah, there are
And
characters where I'm like, oh, so they're like, we're just never gonna see them again, but they're still existing in the world.
yeah.
And some of them have come back. Some of them left for like multiple seasons and then they just showed up one day.
And then they're major characters again. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, your other job opportunities did not work out, or they were very short-lived.
Yeah.
which sorry, but
Right.
also like if you guys know the show's ending, can you just wait till the end, please?
Yeah.
I just want to see the show end on a good note because I've invested a lot.
Hmm.
I've invested since I was in high school. I was watching Walking Dead,
Oh yeah.
and I've it's been a long time since I was in high school,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
I need them to wrap it up gracefully,
I
or I'll
know.
feel like my life is wasted watching this show.
I know how that feels. I mean, I felt that way about Lost when because I saw it for the first time when we watched it recently.
Yeah,
And I feel that way about Game of Thrones. Sorry, I do feel that way about Game of Thrones, but I also feel that way about Walking Dead. It's what I was trying to
yeah,
say. I was gonna
oh yeah,
say
because
after that, Game of Thrones is also that same vibe.
Game of Thrones definitely is notorious for its awful ending.
Yes. And
And despite
also,
that, you're still willing to hype it up as much. That speaks to how good the show was.
yeah. There's also
Yeah,
characters, same thing, where like you won't see them for literally years and then they'll just show up to help somebody like in a fight and you'll be like, where has this person been for the past 3 years? Because the
I guess if they're not
show,
visibly killed off,
yeah,
then I guess they're allowed to live.
the production of the show is like 10 years. I think it's like from 2009 to 20, well, I don't know, maybe it's not that long, but it's like maybe 5 or 6 years. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like the characters start out as children and they end at like 21, like 23 years old, like the kids in the show. And in the actual show, it takes place over the course of like what, 3 years?
Hmm.
And so like things just like so many things happen in the story and you're just like,
You can
where?
name drop some characters I won't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like I think the most frustrating thing about it, and it's like good frustration, is that there's like families in the show where they'll be separated and they won't see each other until nearing like the end of the series, and they just keep missing each other. They're like in the same area, but then they get pulled away for some reason, and then they don't see each other for another year. So it's like that where it's like really frustrating, but it has to happen for the story.
A lot of that was happening in The Walking Dead as
Mm-hmm.
well with Stephen Yun and
Yeah.
what's her name, Lauren Cohen, right? Their
Mm-hmm.
two characters weren't seeing each other. They kept like separating, and it was like this big journey to get back together, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They eventually did meet up, and then anyway, watch the show. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good.
It is a good, like, it's a good tension to build that if you pay it off. Now, if one of them just dies, it's like, okay, well, now I hate it. Now it sucks.
Yeah,
But I find that
that's
most shows will pay it off because they know people are waiting for it.
and that's how it's like if the person truly wants to leave, I would almost prefer if they kill them off.
Hmm.
I don't like this whole, oh, they're just wandering the earth.
Yeah.
It's like, no, because I don't, that doesn't give me closure. It's just like, just
Yeah.
get rid of them, show some confidence, right?
I like it when it's like, oh, they've been gone for 2 or 3 years and they've become a dictator in this place, in this village or whatever. Like, I love it when that happens because it's like this person has been through some shit and they're never turning back.
I also like that. I know we had some when you were playing through The Walking Dead, like the
Mm-hmm.
Telltale series, which you've been doing recently,
Yes.
which are the last episode. Tune into those streams,
Yeah,
Spotify listeners,
I'm on
watchers.
the last season for Clementine, which is season 4, and
Yep.
I've posted a few episodes. I think there's I have yet to play the last 2 episodes of I think it's 2 episodes of the season. So I'll be streaming that at some point. I also want to say, because it's like probably the elephant in the room, I have not streamed in like over a week, probably.
Oh, same. It's been
Maybe
about
two
2 weeks for me.
weeks.
Yeah,
And
we're both in the same boat there.
yeah, that's because I've been stupid busy and just like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am in debt. I have a
Yeah.
lot of things that I have to pay off. Right now, I had to have some dental work done, and you guys know how expensive that is. So I've been doing nothing but working, and I haven't had any time for like creative endeavors because I'm just like spent. Today
That's
was
the
the
worst
first
part.
time that I was like, I'm gonna dye my hair and make myself feel better and stream. I'm also going to be streaming, not on this channel, but on my VTuber channel, which is Cherry the Korok. If you haven't followed
How
Cherry
to
the Korok,
carry the
shout out
core.
Cherry. She's also been gone for months. But
But
there's
no, I
an
think last time Cherry streamed was when you were well, she had to stream because you were taking a break in Canada, I think, right?
no, the last stream I played the Peppa Pig game in Bluey here. It was probably 2 months ago.
Oh yeah, that was a little while
But
ago.
a game just came out today that I've had on my wish list for years, and it's called Fields of Mystria. And it
I've
is,
just purchased it.
I purchased it before the stream. It is the Stardew competitor
You think
because
so? That's a
I
pretty
think
big.
so. It depends on how the game is because all I know is the art style and the way that the movements are with the characters and the trees blowing and stuff like that, and a little bit of the music, but I'm not sure, what all you can do. There's a lot of great romance choices that I'm really excited to explore. But the art style is very like Sailor Moon, which is a huge
The art
thing.
style's gorgeous. I
Yeah,
think the sprite art it pops. It looks like a
it's
Game Boy Advance
beautiful.
game. As soon as you told me about it, like I added that to my wish list
Yeah,
pretty early on. Um, and I've been like very excited. I didn't know they're going to do an early access, so this
yeah.
was a nice surprise release. I'm going to be playing it probably along with your stream
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
when you're doing that. So I'm very very excited.
Yeah,
The
it's
art style, look, you're like you said, it looks like an old like a '90s anime
mm-hmm.
Sailor Moon-esque type deal.
Yeah,
The romance options are all good.
they all
There's not
look
a single bad one.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Stardew graphics and design, but cleaner, more colorful, which that's like I have the PC version of Stardew, so mine is like modded out, like really cute pink pastel colors. But like the vanilla version of Stardew, I literally could never play it again, I think, because I already
I
know
actually
what the
I've been
mod
pretty
looks like.
consistent with that. I do think Stardew is pretty ugly.
It's
Now this
pretty
is
ugly.
I do want to say before anybody comes for me, I love Stardew. I've put hundreds of hours into Stardew,
Yeah.
and I will continue to play Stardew.
Mm-hmm.
Stardew is one of the best games of all time, I think. Not
Yep.
one of my favorites of all time, but it is one of the best games of all time.
Yeah.
However, I think it's hideous. I think it's always been kind of ugly. I don't like the sprite animation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how they look like old Final Fantasy sprites. I think those look terrible.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. It's just like the character portraits are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But like I like those. Those look good. But I don't know. This one, Fields of Mystria.
Mystery,
Now
yeah.
it doesn't have to be like a competition. They can both exist at the same time. However, however, um, they are the same genre, so it is going to be a
Yeah.
competition.
Of course,
It's gonna,
as all other like farming indie games are right now, like that look like that.
yeah. Now it is kind of oversaturated, but I do think this one visually stands out.
Mm-hmm.
However, the thing I think Stardew has over it and will have over it for a long time is multiplayer. I think that is a
Mm-hmm.
big missed opportunity to not have multiplayer right off the bat.
Yeah, it is. I will say it is early access. So
Yeah,
they've made it very clear that like you might not get everything that you want, but maybe they're going to add it. So maybe they do have plans for multiplayer, but they've been working on this game for like at least 3 or 4 years. So
yeah.
this is big that they're releasing it because like people have literally been waiting for this game forever. I've been following them on Twitter, liking, all their posts and just like when are they going to release it? And now it's finally out today. So I'm excited to
It
play that.
it just needs the eyes on it. I think that's it. I think once
Yeah.
people notice it and like a big content creator plays it or something,
Mhm.
maybe when we play it, it pops off.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. But yeah, I'll be playing that
I do
after
want to.
the podcast. So,
Oh yeah, so you want to tune in for that on the Cherry the
Cherry
Korok
the
channel.
Korok channel. It's in my suggested channels on my MaeMaeTown channel. So,
Yeah, which is like Cherry's kind of like our child almost.
yeah, yeah, kind of. I mean, you made her, but like we kind of discussed the offhand concept of like what if there was a really cute Korok original like character and just kind of like throwing it out there while we were playing Wind Waker.
We were like, yeah, we were brainstorming ideas and like came up with the name, the design,
Hmm.
characters, characteristics, and all that stuff together. We built this thing together. So I don't know. I think
But I
that's
mean, Neo did all the work. I mean, he literally designed the VTuber and the motions and stuff
you
like
are
that.
the character though. So
Yeah,
like,
but like all I did was say, "Oh, like, what if she was like a pink cute Korok with a little cherry stick and you're the one who actually like, drew her and animated her." So like I can't say that I did any of that. So it's really thanks to you.
it is a huge no, it's a huge. You're very sweet, but that's a huge collaborative work. I think
Oh,
I
okay.
do
Well, thank you.
consider. I think I consider Cherry half and half.
Okay. Well, we'll just leave it at that. Cuz we're never going to
Fine.
stop we're never going to stop tennising this back and forth.
No, I think you're really good at this.
No, I think you're perfect in every way.
Oh, I think you have no flaws in this
What the
world.
hell? Um, but yeah, so I'm excited to play that. I'm keeping the cozier games on Cherry's channel because it fits her vibe really well.
Yeah.
And I know people like to lurk on those types of streams, so it's like, you know, visually you won't really be missing reactions or anything like that. It'll just be Cherry making comments and stuff
Though,
like
hear
that.
me out, chat. I see the appeal in little cute little mascot Cherry, little
Yeah.
Korok, cute little Korok, playing stuff like GTA. I think that's very
He
funny.
has been pushing for Cherry to play GTA. He's like it will blow up
I
if you
think
get
that's so
GTA.
funny. I think the contrast is it's got to
And
happen.
maybe I'll try it one day. I've just been like, the channel is still very new and I'm trying to figure out like I've done a lot of Stardew on that channel, but I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure out like, do I want to keep it like one aesthetic or do I want to do something like weird and crazy? I don't know.
I think it can be both. It can definitely be both.
Cuz like MaeMaeTown is like a free for all. Like I can do whatever I want here, but like, I would hate like if people are there for the like the farm simulator like aesthetic stuff and then I start playing GTA and they're like, I don't want to watch this, it's not why I signed up, you know
Yeah, I guess.
because I understand that it's like if I had found a channel that was like, oh, this is so pretty and like really calming and aesthetic, and then they started playing GTA and like screaming, I'd be like,
That,
wait a minute.
I'm not going to name the channel because that's rude, but that did happen to us where we were following a person who was playing Mario Sunshine, and we're like, "Oh, we love this game," and then it turns out
Yeah.
this person exclusively played Call of Duty.
Yeah, and
So
we really that really was like not
darn
disappointing.
it.
It was just like because that's that's what they like to do. I'm
Oh
never gonna
yeah,
make
and
somebody
there's
feel
definitely an
bad for that.
audience for that.
Yeah,
Play
and
what you want.
yeah,
I'm saying
people like
very
that.
contrasting audiences.
And, and JT says I forgot about him. No, JT knows and everybody's gonna figure
No,
it
very
out.
nice person.
Just very nice
Lovely
person.
streamer. Just not a game that I'm interested in watching.
Yeah,
That's all it was. That's literally all it was. That's
we
not a flaw of this person.
we loved like when they were playing Sunshine. Like it was a really fun stream, and so we were expecting to get more of that, but then we figured out like, oh, that's not really their content. Like it's
That
just a
was like the
one.
one-off thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh
Yeah, he was
well,
fantastic.
yeah, great person, great person.
Yeah. Which
Um,
you will never find out who we're talking about.
yeah, I will never. One thing about me, I'm never gonna name drop anyone unless they're celebrities.
I'll name drop them if they're my friends.
Yeah, of course. If and
I
like,
actually like to do public call outs on my friends. I feel like that's fun
yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
for sure. Speaking of celebrities, we you don't know where I'm going with this because it won't make any sense when I say it.
Is it
We
Justice Bow?
How did you know?
Okay,
How
wait.
did you know?
I promise you, chat, none of you are about to relate to
This is gonna be
anything that's going to be
so
said.
unrelatable to all of you.
Yeah. So I guess lock in.
Lock in, chat. So
New
we
hyperfixation just dropped.
there's like many links to how we got here, but basically it started with Nirvana the band the show, which is an incredible Canadian show if you haven't seen it. I don't know where you can watch that. Do you know?
Internet Archive. That's where I've been watching it. It's
Internet
available
Archive.
online. It has nothing to do with the band Nirvana. It's a Canadian
That's the point.
comedy duo, Matt and Jay. Matt Johnson and Jay McCarroll,
Mm-hmm.
and they still do work. They recently made that BlackBerry show that came out, which was very, very
So
good.
good.
It was very good. I loved it.
It stars
But they
Glenn
also have,
Howerton
oh yeah,
from It's
which
Always
he's
Sunny.
also incredible.
Yep.
Yeah, and AP Bio. Nobody watched that, but I also love that show.
I
Uh,
need to watch it because I love It's
you
Always
would
Sunny.
love it. Oh my God, you would love it.
I'll have to watch it.
Great show. But they do this kind of like half improv, half scripted show
Mm-hmm.
where they have like a storyline where these two just weirdo guys in Toronto want to get their band, which is called Nirvana. The band has nothing to do with Nirvana, to play a show at the Rivoli, which is
Mm-hmm.
just a random restaurant with a stage on it,
Oh,
which is a real restaurant. We visited it.
oh, real quick, we're getting a raid from Cutting Class. Hello, Cutting Class.
Cutting class.
How was stream,
Hello.
everybody?
What do
How's
we
it
got?
going, guys?
Oh God, no! Cutting class is rating us. No.
Wait, did you just see that?
No, no, I see. That's the message. That's the
Oh,
raid
oh,
message.
wow, I'm so stupid. Oh God. Oh no. How's it been,
Uh,
dude? I've been
how you
off
doing?
the grid for like 2 weeks.
We both disappeared, and it was like,
AKA drown. No, we didn't go anywhere. I've been drowning in debt.
yeah, that's true. I haven't been gone anywhere exciting, unfortunately.
Yeah. Also, I dyed
I've
my
just been feeling
hair.
that
He
it's
said, "Who the fuck is this
beautiful.
fucking imposter?" It's
No, you
me.
look so good
It's
though.
me. Oh, thank you. I suit the hair. Thank you so much.
You know, it's a perfect look.
This
It's
is
like you're
closer to my
immediately owning
natural hair color, and it was time. I was so sick of my grown out roots. I look like Ariel.
it.
Oh, thank that's you have no idea how
Ariel.
much that means to me. I've been watching. I said this before. I've been really into House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones simultaneously, and there's a lot of redheaded baddies in those shows, and I was like, it's time.
Girl,
It's time.
look at my hair. Isn't
Isn't
it
it
neat?
neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? It's never complete. Nothing's ever good enough.
No.
I can never
Anyway.
have enough stuff. You guys, by the way, you're probably wondering where the hell is your background?
Yeah, what's going on with the MaeMaeTown studio?
I
What's going
just
on?
moved. I moved bedrooms. I moved into a bigger
Oh,
bedroom, and all of my cute stuff is next to my computer. So I'm working on like a solid background for streams and stuff. But right now, I literally just moved in here yesterday, so there's nothing.
we gotta get Wink Yahoo back up.
I know he's still in the other room, so I gotta
Oh,
find
he's got, you gotta find a place for Wink.
gotta find a place for
Of
Wink.
course.
The princess, I know it's to the side. Which, if you want to see my Disney Princess TV content, I do have a TikTok account specifically for that stuff, and it is my neighbor Mae, MAE. I post like the DVDs, like the old Disney DVDs that I collect, and just various trinkets that I've thrifted. And Neo has gone and thrifted a bunch of stuff for my little corner.
I
He
can't. I
got,
can't.
oh yeah, you can't. Oh, he got a Cinderella alarm clock today. Oh, you do
Interesting.
have it.
Well, this I could show. I
It's
was
a
gonna pull up all. I'll move it down a little
oh
bit.
all
My
the
bad. My
movies.
bad.
Yeah, it's a little scary, but like I like it. I think it's
Yeah.
perfect. It'll go great on my shelf, my bookshelf. So thank you for
I
doing that.
I also bought like 40 different Disney DVDs.
Dude, Canada has like a really good haul for like
We got.
Disney stuff.
Oh, right. I didn't
Why
even.
is that?
I bought some VHS tapes too. I don't know. I meant to send you a picture today of everything I found. There's a ton.
Yeah. I had to so I found some really solid VHS tapes too, but I had to drive an hour outside of Atlanta to find them. Like all the Goodwills and thrift stores around me, like where I live, there's no VHS tapes. Like no
That's
clamshell
crazy.
VHS
I walked
tapes.
outside for 5 minutes.
I know you have so many of them like at your thrift stores, but I don't see those in the city at least.
Yeah.
I guess they get cleaned out really easily, but out in like the middle of nowhere, it's not the middle of nowhere, but it's like it's really far away, and I think people just don't care as much. Like
Yeah.
people aren't there to grab like Disney VHS tapes. They're there to get like clothes and stuff. You know what I
It's
mean?
also like it's a harder sell, right? People are like, "Ooh, these old things are collector's items now,
These
and
old
they're worth a
ones.
lot." But it's like they're not because nobody knows how to friggin' use them.
They're not unless they're
Nobody has a
like
VCR.
really, really like rare, valuable movies. Like I found this really cute antique store near, kind of, it was like 30 minutes from that thrift store where I found the VHS tapes. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I got to check out this antique store because they might have some really cool stuff too. And they had a bunch of Disney VHSs and they knew how to price them because there were some that were like $12, $14. I was like,
I
damn.
think they're I think they're taking advantage of the rumors that they're worth a lot. I don't think they're worth a lot. I think all the Disney VHSs are kind of worth $2 because
Yeah,
I've never had any that are hard to find. Now, admittedly, I haven't been able to find Goofy Movie or Extremely Goofy Movie yet.
those are the two that I want the most.
Those are the two that you want. And I know I can find them and I will find them, but I
Mm-hmm.
just haven't found them yet. But I have a lot of thrift stores in the area.
Yeah.
But like JT in the Twitch chat says, everyone had fat stacks of them. I feel like it's like the
Mm-hmm.
in the gaming community, it's like the Super Mario Brothers thing. Like, oh, I have the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES. It's the first one. It's the first Mario game.
Yeah.
It's worth $3.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually worth $3 that everybody had that freaking game.
Yeah.
Like it's like yeah. So I feel like they're taking advantage of like people who are like, oh, it's like this big popular movie, so it's got to be rare because it's
Mm-hmm.
old. But I that's why I'm like, don't buy from the antique shop
I know.
because
I know.
I got a spot. I know a spot.
I know a spot. He says I know a spot, and then he just takes you to Goodwill,
Yeah, and then you get some Disney
and then
VHSs
I get
though.
the best haul ever. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going back to Canada on the 20th, so I'm
Yep,
excited
15
to
days.
collect my wares.
I have a lot. I have a lot, including some VHS tapes.
Don't know how I'm gonna
Um,
bring them back, but
I don't know yet either.
I've only been taking a small backpack to Canada when I go because carry-on bags are like $60. Who has the money for that? So I
I
stuff everything into a little backpack and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think you can bring a much bigger backpack. I brought two backpacks to Florida, and that was fine. That went over
Well,
well.
you didn't fly Frontier. You flew
Yeah,
like Air Canada,
I also flew WestJet.
which is like kind of on the same level as Air Canada, but like also they're garbage, and I'll never fly with
They
them.
are, yeah. I'm still going to because they're very cheap.
See, that's the thing. It's like they just had the worst strike ever, and
It was poorly timed.
yeah, they kept you from getting home when you were supposed to. So
I
I
was fine with
like
that though. That was a win for
I
me.
know we it worked out, but it's just like we had to buy like another ticket. So it was they didn't do anything to really like remedy the
Financially, it wasn't
situation.
great. It was not great.
Yeah, no. I can't imagine like we were okay, but like I can't imagine other people who like they were trying to get back to their families or like they had to be at work at a specific time and they just couldn't.
Yeah.
Like that sucks. But going back to the
Oh, the Justice Bow thing.
oh my god. See, this is why I need to be medicated. I was thinking about that
Let's talk
today.
about that. Let's
Let's
talk
talk.
about
No, you know
the.
what? Don't forget what I was going to say 20 minutes ago. Let's talk about the fact that I need to be medicated immediately. I need to be diagnosed and medicated.
I'm not much better, which is why I feel like our podcast episodes seem to fly by. We're already half done. We haven't said a single thing.
It's just like, you know what I
I think
imagine?
we've said nothing.
It's just the two of us sitting at a table in a empty room and just like a bunch of little gremlins running around. That's what I feel like these episodes are.
I feel so bad for the audience because they must be maybe they're like listening, they're driving around, right? They have the podcast on in the background, and they hear something like, "Ooh,
Oh,
that
yes,
catches
I
my
know
ear.
about
That might
this.
be
This is
interesting."
my favorite show.
I'm so excited for them to at least complete the point that they're talking about, and then we never do. And then, hey, that's the end of the episode. Chat,
Oh my
for you
god.
guys, and
No,
then
like
later on, you might hit me up in the DMs and ask, "What was that about?" And I'll be like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
you like reference the timestamps like at 31:46 you were going to talk about Justice Bow and then you start talking about Disney VHS tapes. Sorry for headphone users. I just peeked the hell out of that mic.
Oh no, it sounded fun.
Sorry.
Uh,
Um But yeah, I need to be diagnosed with ADHD. I know I have it. I just need the doctor's note to prove
Oh,
it.
you got it. You have that.
Thank you. I thank you. It's nice to get some validation around here.
As someone who's been diagnosed, yeah, you got that. You
I
have that.
absolutely have it, and it becomes more evident with every passing day. And also, like, TikTok curates content for me about ADHD, so I'm always seeing new things about ADHD. And I've learned that it's like the best if you don't have ADHD for some reason, if you're like the one of the only people who doesn't have ADHD,
What are
the
you doing? Get you some.
what are you doing? Who are
Go
you
get some.
texting?
Go buy some. Who are you texting?
But like the best way I can describe it, one of the best ways I can describe having ADHD is self-inflicted punishment for no reason, like constantly,
Hmm.
all the time. Like I know there's a lot of factors to having ADHD, and a lot of them are self-inflicted punishment, and just like
Yeah.
you don't have enough time, you can't eat. You got to
I feel like
shower,
it's,
you can't eat.
but then you opt to do nothing instead because there's too much to do.
Exactly. You're like, no, but I gotta
Yeah.
go. So I can't
I,
shower. I can't have breakfast because I gotta get out the door because the day is wasting and I'm gonna be late for something.
yeah, and it's so self-inflicted that like the only thing that motivates me is when I have to do something else for someone else. That's when it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, now it's serious because like for today, for example, I've been putting this off a bunch of my personal tasks for a
Mm-hmm.
while. Um, but I needed to go get more cat food. So I finally got the frig out there and did that because it was for my cat and
Right.
not for me.
Mm-hmm.
So what it's for my cat or for someone else, that's when it's a priority. So because I was already out there, I decided, all right, well, I'm already up and about. I'm gonna go check out the thrift store. I'm gonna go do my laundry. I'm gonna clean up
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, and I did that. I managed to do that because my cat motivated me to go out.
Right.
But if it was just up to me, I would be like, it only affects me. I'm just gonna
I'll just
sleep.
do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't know I was gonna be on camera today, I probably wouldn't have dyed my hair and I wouldn't feel this good.
And now
Like
you feel great, and I
I
feel great that all those
yeah.
other things are done.
I feel like yeah, I feel like a new person because I slapped some color on my hair, and I wouldn't have done that if I didn't have the podcast to like motivate me to do that.
Just talking to you from, a couple nights ago compared to now when you've made all these changes, you've done your hair,
Hmm.
you've changed your room, all of that does a lot mentally,
And it took me like literally a week to muster up the mental energy and motivation to actually do it. Like I was when I've had like 2 weeks to move into this room. And
Yeah.
every day I've been like, okay, I'm going to move my clothes into the closet. I'm going to move my bed frame into the bedroom. Small little things that required little to no like physical effort. And just every day something came up. And
Yeah.
it took me literally till yesterday. And you know what I did? I moved everything at once.
I just got to do it one shot. I can't
I
do this
knew I would
moderation
have
stuff.
to. So I did.
No, I'm
And
the
now I'm
same
so
way.
happy.
Same as like bringing groceries from the car. I refuse to go back to that car.
Yeah.
It's one shot or nothing. It's not
Yeah.
even like a macho thing.
Hmm.
I just do not want to come back and I have to get it all done at once,
Yeah.
or I'm not coming back. Like as soon as I sit down and get cozy, that's it. It's over.
Right. And Noodle's making some good comments because Noodle has ADHD as well. But she says your mind is always busy and you can't shut it down. Mentally you're busy, but physically you can't do anything. And when you get that spark to do something, you cannot stop no matter what. And you know what that reminds me of?
Mhm.
And you know this about me. When I want something, there's nothing stopping me from.
Nope.
And when I say when I want something, it's like an iced coffee.
It's the fixation is very strong, and like
Treat.
I'll like even we'll start talking about something else, and I'll notice that like kind of look on your face. You'll be like, I'll be like, you're thinking of that thing
The
still.
thirst in my
Like, yeah, I
eyes.
just gotta get it.
I cannot. Literally every day in my life is that way. It's like I can't do any work without an iced coffee. And I know that's also like another part of ADHD is needing constant stimulation, and caffeine is a huge like pros and con thing for people with ADHD because most of the time caffeine makes you sleepy. Food makes you
Yeah,
sleepy. It doesn't give you the energy that it
I
normally would.
those lattes be putting me to sleep.
Literally, I can take a nap after having the strongest cup of coffee, and
Yeah,
every meal makes me feel sleepy. Like I literally, if I'm driving, I need to pull over because I will pass out at the wheel.
yeah. I also do not feel caffeine. I cannot
Yeah.
feel it, and I feel like if anything, if it is doing something to me, it is draining my energy.
Well, the only thing
Um,
it really does to me is it gives me palpitations. And that's like my heart races, but I don't get like the I'm awake and ready to go kind of feeling. Like I get the
yeah,
I
I
feel
don't
like
know
I'm
what that's
dying.
like. I've never once experienced
The
that.
heart
I don't know what a
racing?
sugar rush feels like. Well, the heart racing, the caffeine rush, the sugar rush, even as a kid, didn't
Mm-hmm.
feel the candy, like the candy thing, like always gonna be bouncing off the walls. Like, no, that
Yeah.
wasn't a thing. I don't, I wish I could experience that. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what varying energy levels feels like. I'm at a constant, just regular.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but
Yeah.
at this point, the caffeine is literally just so I don't get the physical withdrawal system, like, sorry,
Right. The headaches.
symptoms. The migraines are brutal, right?
Mm-hmm. I get those too.
So
I get the
yeah,
migraines. I get foggy. I get really foggy if I don't have caffeine and sugar. I have a
yeah.
oh if you're watching YouTube, Neo's cat is coming on screen. His name is Poochie and he's so cute. He's my favorite cat. Like I don't always like have a and I don't want to say this because it's gonna make me sound like a horrible person, but like me and cats, it depends on the cat. Like
No, I feel the same.
if a
Like
cat
I love dogs, but it's mixed for me as well,
if a cat
right?
is a jerk, I'm like I'm not talking to this cat. I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
in the same room as this cat. His cat is perfect.
yeah.
I love that
He is
cat.
no, he's perfect. He's actually
He's
perfect.
so cute. Um,
I actually didn't know he was in here, and then he just emerged
that's
from under the bed.
so funny. Yeah, he just like he hides under the bed and then he pops out like hello. It's like he knows when he's talking to me. Like if we're on FaceTime, I'll see him come into frame. I'm like, he hasn't shown up all day.
He
He
likes
can't
your
hear
voice.
me.
Well, I don't
You've
know.
got
He knows.
headphones on.
No, no. Most of the time, I'm talking to you FaceTime, and
I'm on
that's
screen though, right? So he can see me.
yeah,
So he
exactly. He can
can
see you.
see me at
I
least,
have
but
you up right now.
yeah, but no, I love Poochie. He's so sweet. He's so cuddly. Lets me pick him up and hold him like a baby, and those are my favorite kind of cats.
Yeah, he's
Um,
very affectionate.
yeah.
Loves like physical touch as well. He's just a good guy.
Noodle, we're still talking about ADHD, but of course, Poochie comes in. I gotta talk about Poochie. Noodle says that's why I didn't believe people when they said drinks like Dr. Pepper, Coke, Pepsi has caffeine because I can sleep fine. Yeah, when I was a kid, my grandmother like wouldn't let me have a Coke at dinner because she'd be like, it'll keep you up. But like, I don't think it would have. I
No,
really don't because it doesn't now. Yeah, caffeine has the opposite effect on me.
yeah,
So I think that's a common symptom of ADHD, and that's why I think I have it, amongst other things. Like the time management thing, literally, it keeps me from being successful. I know that.
yeah.
Like, I know that I'm a intelligent, creative person, but I have ADHD, and like that really hinders me from like accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish. So I've
It
accepted that.
also yeah, it also goes for like the interests and things you want to pursue. Like
Yeah.
one week it'll be like I wanna learn animation. Next week
Mm-hmm.
it'll be like I want to learn game development. And the
Yeah.
week after that, I want to learn how to play the piano.
Oh
Like
yeah.
I've those are all personal examples for me of like things that I want to get into. I don't have enough time in my life.
Yeah.
My lifespan is not long enough to be efficient at all the things I
Mm-hmm.
want to be efficient at. So I just have to kind of take the L and be like, I guess I draw.
Yeah, it's like it's
And I
truly
make people laugh
so
a little bit.
it's truly like devastating because you know what you're passionate about, and you know what you want to do with your life, but
Yeah,
so many to me the days fly by.
they do.
Like they fly by because I'm not my brain is not rooted in existing in the present time,
Which is a
you
shame. You
know?
know, I actually had this exact thought today. You know, they was talking about like endless summers for when you're a kid, right? They would feel like they're
Mhm.
a year long. They would feel like they're so long, they just never end, right? It
Yeah.
was only what, 2 months, 3 months, two
Mm-hmm.
months, which is nothing. And I was walking to the thrift store today. It was a beautiful day out, and it was quiet. There was like nobody around. I'm thinking, I wish I could feel this feeling for
Mm-hmm.
a prolonged amount of time. I wish I could feel this exact moment as I would when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like this moment would this walk to the thrift store would take, it only takes maybe 7 minutes at most. It would feel like it would take a half hour or an hour as a kid. Time was just like so much longer back then because
Yeah.
things didn't matter. And I wanted to live in that moment longer, but it just wasn't gonna happen.
I
So
was thinking that exact same thing the past like couple days, where it's just like, I'll get a I'm sure everybody else deals with this as well, but like I get on TikTok and I'll get one of those videos about like grieving childhood. It'll be like pick your favorite, experience from childhood in the early 2000s, and it'll be like a field trip at school, or it'll be like spending the weekend at your grandparents' house, or you know like playing video games on a Friday night with your friends or your siblings or whatever. And
yeah,
I just sob because it's like, wow, those days are truly dead. They're pretty much dead for children now, if we're being
yeah,
honest.
which is why I'm so excited for you on this new, like, you bought the Disney TV.
I
You're
did.
buying all these movies, like you're re-experiencing that childhood. And
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing, like watching your videos. I have a Mickey Disney CRT as well. We
Mhm.
have matching TVs,
We do, yeah.
and I've been putting all of my favorite shows on a USB to watch them on that TV.
Mhm.
So I downloaded Pokemon. I've been watching the first season of Pokemon on the CRT for the past few days. I'm like 20 episodes in.
Yeah.
Um First three seasons Digimon, Card Captors, Little Bear,
Mhm.
Powerpuff Girls, Power Rangers, like all these childhood shows that I love so much. I've been
Wait, hold on.
just while I'm hanging out.
Okay, good. Your mic cut out for a second. I don't know what happened,
Oh,
but
did it?
you're back.
Uh-oh. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
How much of that?
It was
What
like a
didn't you hear?
split second.
Oh, okay. Melee on the Disney CRT would go hard, says
Yeah.
Adrian in the chat. I played Melee on the CRT today,
Oh.
actually. So you are correct. It was amazing. It was
Mhm.
beautiful. So that's all I'm saying. If you get adult money, I was talking to a coworker the other day, and she said it was her boyfriend's birthday. And she didn't know what to get him because he has turned 21 now, which to me sounds like a baby
Wow.
because I'm 32.
Mhm.
So I'm like, wow, you got all this youth left. And she said that she didn't know what to get him because he didn't want to get anything that would seem too childish.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's a shame.
That
It's a
is a
shame.
shame.
She noticed that he kept eyeing this like Lego set, but
Oh.
he's kind of like a normal guy, and he's like, I can't get that. I'm not a kid anymore. And
That
I'm like,
makes me
that's kind of a
sad.
shame. And it makes me very sad. It makes me genuinely very sad. And I hope that and she ended up getting him the Lego set anyway, which I love the ending of that story. She got him the Lego
Oh.
set. I'm like, good. I hope that was a learning experience for him to like. You can keep that.
Mhm.
Indulge in your childhood stuff,
Yeah.
in the things you would have loved. Make your childhood self happy. I
Yes.
do. I try to do it all the time. If I, obviously don't go broke doing it,
Mhm.
but if you can pirate something that'll make that happen, go for that
Sure.
too. But
I That's another type of like TikTok content that makes me sob hysterically, is like when people like you know, they buy like the cosplay that they've always wanted. They dress up as their favorite Lord of the Rings character and prance around, or like they'll buy like the Disney TV, and they'll buy the N64, like whatever it is, because they just want to, because they know it would heal their inner child.
yeah,
And I think a lot of people just feel like when you graduate from high school, like you can't like that stuff anymore because it's childish. But like I don't I don't know. I
I
think people
I
are happier
genuinely
when
don't
they
know
do.
what else is left in life if you
What
don't
is
indulge in something.
left?
What's left? What you
Like,
go? I actually I'm genuinely asking. I don't know
yeah,
what
what
you do.
joy is left if not indulging your inner child? Like, you go to your job every day, you come home, you watch the game, and then you go to
Is
sleep. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just throwing that out there because I feel like
like
that's most of the
maybe
scenarios.
going to the bar is in that equation
The
as well. I
bar,
don't know. The bar,
going,
or
yeah,
perhaps the club.
the club.
Do perhaps you partake in the club?
Do you partake in the club?
Do you
Or do you
uh,
indulge yourself with some Justice Bow on your Mickey
on your
CRT?
justice bow, which is okay?
We
It's
have
gonna
no,
bring
we're
us back
not
to
gonna
that.
leave
Everybody's.
that. We're not gonna leave it.
I feel like we should never tell these people what justice bow is.
We have to. They can look it up.
They won't. They don't have the initiative. They won't do it.
I have to tell them. I have to tell them
Okay.
because it was so like. So we were talking about Nirvana, the band, the show, which is a
Yes.
great Canadian show.
Where they half improvised the show with the script. So they were doing this episode where they're in a real life restaurant called Mandarin, which is an all you can eat Chinese buffet,
I'm going.
which is lovely. And the intro to this episode had this very, very catchy Chinese song. And I love that song. It was in my head immediately. And I'm like, I gotta.
It's a very good song.
It's a great song. And I'm like, so I wanted to, MaeMaeTown has not been to Mandarin because it's a
Hmm.
Canadian chain. So when I went there recently for Howling Side's birthday, um, I made a little video and I put that song in it as like a little inside joke because the song is great, but it's also from a show that we like.
Yeah.
Um, and then because I did such a deep dive trying to find this friggin' song,
Hmm.
I found out it's from a Chinese drama
Hmm.
called Justice Bao, which is about what is it about? You know the synopsis better than I do.
Don't.
Oh,
The thing
you
is,
read it out to me yesterday.
I did look it up. It is the 1993. There are so many versions of this show. There's one in the 70s. There's one in the 80s, like in the beginning of the 80s and then like mid 80s, and then there's a 90s version. The 1993 version is the one we're referring to that the song is in. It's got that really cool like old 90s look, like the actors like all look really cool in their costumes.
Oh my God, the aesthetic of the
The
costumes are
aesthetic is
gorgeous.
so
I love it.
great. And so we how did we well you had gone to Mandarin, so obviously we were talking about that episode of Nirvana the band the show. And
Well,
what?
I added that song as like an inside joke, and then I had to tell you my deep dive and what it was like, what it was from.
Right.
So I showed you the song, and I'm like, it's apparently from this, but I hadn't looked it up at that point. So you and I looked it up at the same time
Right.
and found out it was from this
From
drama.
Justice Bow.
And then we just started watching this drama. We got
Mm-hmm.
invested in a Chinese drama
Mm-hmm.
about a king and his royal guards, and they go around solving
Yeah.
mysteries and crimes and stuff.
Well, okay, it's not that it's not that embellished,
It's not Scooby Doo.
but it's like well, okay, so here's the thing. The only way to watch this show from North America is on one YouTube channel, and there are no English captions. There's like no English translation whatsoever. It's all in
For the
Chinese.
2010 one, there is.
There
2010
is
one has subs.
the newer one there is, but the one we're talking about specifically, there's no English translation. So
We just have to guess.
we're watching this show with no context, just visuals. And I have fallen asleep to it the past 2 nights. So I've like put it on and I've fallen asleep and it's played throughout the night, but I have no clue what's going on. And so last night I finally decided, okay, let me cuz like I was almost stubborn about it where I wanted to just not look up the synopsis and just figure it out. And this show is so nuts. Like, there's no way you could piece together what is going on. So I looked it up, and it's basically this. I don't know what you would call him. This Justice Bao. He's almost like a judge. He's a judge.
I thought he was like an emperor or something.
He looks like it, but I think he's like I don't know the nuances of Chinese culture very well. But I hope to soon after watching Justice Bao.
I'm fascinated, to be honest.
It's really cool, but he's basically like a judge, like a lawful judge of some kind. And
I guess that
so
makes sense for the name.
yeah, each episode, this is what it says. Each episode, there's like a new case. There's a new character, and he, judges them and like gives them a punishment or like a sentence or whatever. But other than that, I have no clue what's going on, and I couldn't tell you. Like,
Like, kudos to trying to figure out those episodes because a lot of them, uh, it's kind of filmed almost like a soap opera
it
where
is, yeah.
it's a lot of like they're in one environment
Hmm.
and just cut to like different camera angles of that one environment. So for without knowing the language, the context just really isn't there. And also
Yeah.
these episodes are an hour and a half long.
Oh, they're so
Like every
long.
episode is a feature length film.
It's a feature length film, and the first, like, I know it says that every episode there's a new case, but this one actress was in the show for like 6 episodes, and she cried a lot. She was crying in every scene that she was in, and I was just like, dude, what is going on? Like, I really wish I could figure out what is happening and why. Is she a prisoner? No, she wasn't a prisoner. So, and then I think I read that her husband was on trial because he committed adultery and tried to have his wife killed for it. But I didn't get that from watching the episode. I was like, what? So I have no clue, but I'm going to watch the whole show. There's like 224 episodes. I'm going to watch all of them with no
I'm gonna
context.
watch all of them.
I'm going to sleep through most of them, probably like 4 a
Yeah,
night. But I
but
will download
hey,
it into my brain.
yeah, kudos to you for that, and also kudos to us for the deep dive, the absolutely unnecessary deep dive of Justice Bao,
Well,
and
we figured out that
just
this
because
show
it
is
was,
actually really popular. Like, we looked it up on Reddit, and there's people all over the world being like, where can I watch the 93 Justice Bao? Like, there's people all over the world that love this show. So, I
yeah,
don't know.
and it's we've fallen into something bigger than we knew,
Yeah.
and that was all because of a silly little joke, because of a birthday party I was going to. And
Yep.
that's how easily these deep dives can happen.
And the reason why it was referenced in Nirvana, the band, the show, is because they're both very creative, filmmaking wise, and so there will be episodes where they recreate like opening themes from shows like The Walking Dead. Like, they did a Walking Dead opening, and it's actually
Yeah,
it's so good. Like, lighting wise, cinematography. They did what else did they do? They did the Justice Bow with the they took like shots of the restaurant, and like it feels like it's a Chinese drama with the song over it, but it's them.
yeah. It was shot very well too. I wanted to. That's what I was trying to
Yeah,
recreate. So I wanted to recreate their recreation.
because they shoot on like a decent camera for most of the shots. It's just like a mockumentary style show, so it's like an okay camera. But when they do like when they recreate like the show references, they pull out like the 4K like cinematic
Yeah,
camera, and they get the really cool shots. So it's like it's just an amazing show, and I highly recommend it.
they've done Goosebumps. They've done
Yeah.
Simpsons Halloween
Mhm.
special opening. They recreated that in like a Toronto style. Daredevil. They've
Mhm.
done. Did I say Lost already? They did Lost.
Oh no, they did
Um,
Lost.
so yeah, they've done quite a few parodies, and
Mhm.
it's a great show.
It
Definitely, if
is.
there's any takeaway from this, go watch Justice Bow.
Yeah, yeah. You won't be disappointed. You won't know what's going on, but you won't be disappointed.
You will be fascinated.
You will be,
Or you
because
can
it's
watch the
like,
2010 one, which I do want to watch just to like kind of understand.
yeah, I think we will, but I just something
We
about the
will.
90s aesthetic is like it's
Oh,
a
I love
vibe.
it. I've been watching it on my CRT,
Mhm.
my Disney CRT. Justice Bow on the CRT goes hard, and that is a fact that nobody knew.
It's a fact that you didn't need to know, and now you know it.
Now you know it. Now you know it.
Um Man, what else did we need to wrap up? What other thoughts? I know we talked about
What?
ADHD a lot because that's obviously, you know,
Well, that encapsulates the whole stream.
that encapsulate that encapsulates my whole life.
I never envy the fact that you have to title these later.
It's like,
Every time I'm on, we talk about 30 things.
I know. And I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what it's titled. Nobody cares. But unless there's something really good, like something funny.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I'm. The thing is, like, I can't think of the name until I listen back to it, because,
yeah,
like I've said before, having ADHD, I have no clue like I know vaguely what we've talked about today, but there are going to be things that I'm like, oh, I didn't know we talked about that. Okay, that'll be
Yeah.
a cool title.
Now, do we think Justice Bow will be beneficial to the algorithm?
Maybe I will look it up on TikTok and see what the numbers are doing.
Okay. Oh, I haven't even thought to look up Justice Bow on
I
TikTok.
bet it's on TikTok. It's a vibe. I'm telling you.
Yes. Yes, Justice
Yes.
Bow will be beneficial.
It will be.
We're
Should I
trying to
title this
capture
Justice
the
Bow? I think that would be
uh
cool because people are going to be like, what is that? Oh, let me click on that.
yeah, Justice. Yeah.
Because remember that person we were referencing who was like, oh, they're talking about Justice Bow, and then we don't talk about Justice Bow for 30 minutes.
That's very
This will
funny.
be
You
for
should
them.
call it Justice Town
Justice Town. Okay, done.
or something. I don't know.
I also want to point
I don't.
out that Neo has been on every third episode, but I really wanted him to be on. I almost said season 11 of the podcast. We'll be
I
there one
am
day. Season 11.
always I than happy to join. I have a great time doing these.
I literally like. I'm almost tempted to just have you on every episode.
I'm absolutely available to do that.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the people say. No,
Hey,
I think people like it when you're here. I think more people
people,
watch
do you
when
do you
you're
want
when
me
you're
on?
yeah. I like talking
Hello?
to people. I think I do better when I have energy to bounce off of.
I like talking to
Um
you. I don't like talking to nobody else.
yeah, I only like talking to you.
I only
Probably
want to
shouldn't
talk to
say
you.
that.
If I go in, no, frig everyone else. I'm burning bridges today.
No, just
If
me
I
as like a
walk up to my
podcast
building,
host.
oh, I meant it in general. So if I walk up to my building and I live in a building, I live on the top floor, okay, and I see someone going towards that elevator at the same time as me, I will turn around
Mhm.
as if I'm not going into the elevator, wait for them to get into the elevator, wait till the door closes so I don't have to share an elevator with them.
I'm the same
That's
way.
how much that's how much I don't want to talk to anyone else.
I never like I never want to see my neighbors. I'm not saying that like they have given me no reason to not want to see them. I'm not really like a I wouldn't say I'm not a neighborly person, but I like my privacy and I like to keep to myself. And I like to go from my house to the car without being confronted by the decay of Western society. That was a liar liar reference. I don't actually feel that way about people. It was going that way, so I said it. That's like my favorite movie.
I
But no,
love that
you know what I
movie. That's
mean. It's
pretty
like
good.
if I'm going to like work, I'm like in a especially the ADHD. It's like I'm in a zone. Please, nobody talk to me because like
Yeah.
I just want to be left alone.
Oh my goodness, I feel that. Hey, JT says need the anti-social headphones. The AirPods come in clutch. They
What?
do. I should start wearing
Oh,
these again. The over the ear for the
mm-hmm.
hey, don't talk to me headphones.
Yep.
I used to wear these outside, but I don't know. I feel like people are looking for these stand out. You
The
know, I
AirPods.
have the black hair.
Yeah,
Um,
if you have short hair, sure, but like someone like me, people won't be able to tell. I need to get some over the ear ones to just wear but not have anything playing.
yeah, you are giving Dua Lipa energy with the dyes.
Thank
This
you.
butter.
It's crazy you say that. When I've had darker hair, I've been told that I look like Dua Lipa, and
I
I'm
have to
like,
look up
that
Dua
is,
Lipa. I don't
you
know.
know who Dua Lipa is? She's like
I
one of the
do not
biggest
know.
pop stars right now.
I have no
Don't.
idea. I've never seen
She
this
said,
person.
if you don't want to see me dancing, or no, the she has a lot of songs now. Don't
I see it
stop.
now. I didn't know who this was, but I see the similarities.
She's cool. I hope she's doing well. I love Dua
Hey, I
Lipa.
hope she's well.
Dula Peep.
Dua Lipa,
Dula
you said?
Pipa. Dula Pipa. Dula Pipa Pig.
I oh, see if you said Dua Lipa, I know who that is.
Oh yeah, Dula Pipa. Neo doing a leap of faith. A leap of faith is crazy. No, she's cool.
Oh yeah,
She's.
with the red. That's cool. That's cool. Oh,
I will say, just full transparency, the lighting is making it look way more red than it is in real life. But like in the light, like outside, it will be more red. I'm like on camera, in person, I'm so happy with it. I did this myself. If you're just tuning in, I just slapped on some hair dye, and
it looks
I'm so
professionally done.
happy. I just like cannot justify paying $400 for someone
That
to
is
do
crazy.
my hair and I might not even like it. At least like if I do my own hair and mess up, I can just go back to the store and pay $10 to get more
Yeah.
dye. You know,
Oh, maybe that's like
I do
sorry.
need to
Cat.
Poochie. Yeah, Poochie's all over the place. I need to get a haircut, which I will pay, the $60 for that it costs because that's more important to me than the hair dye. That needs
I
to
know
be
you were
done
saying
well.
something about a buzz cut. Now, does the
Yeah.
hair dye change that? Are you still doing a buzz cut?
Um you know what? I'm thinking
Let's
about
leave it up
it.
to chat.
I will say that winter is coming
Oh, of
and
course.
I'd like to keep warm.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, that's
I don't
fair.
want
I
to be
guess
too cold when the winter comes.
no buzz cut then. No buzz cut.
No buzz cut, not yet. Maybe with how the temperature's going next year, probably. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all.
Hey, I'm in support of
I
the
can't
buzz cut.
handle this. It's so disgustingly hot out.
I support any hair option that you do. I've seen you pull them all off.
The shortest
Okay.
I've ever had my hair. Well, okay. I was gonna say the shortest I've ever had my hair is like right at the like below my lobes here. Like and I I told you this last night, but that's not what I intended. She started cutting at the back of my neck and I wanted like a shoulder length bob. That was the worst haircut I've ever had. But in high school
Ooh.
I had a kind of a scene haircut where it was like the pixie kind of like jagged bangs and like it was very like chopped up. And that was fine. It's just
I still think
like
that's a cool look, to be
it's a
honest.
cool look, but it is way more daily maintenance than what I have
That's a
right
lot
now.
to upkeep. Yeah.
This takes me max 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. So I prefer longer hair. It's ironically less maintenance.
For
Less
me, that
time.
isn't the case. My hair is growing out really quickly, and I'm liking it at this length right now.
Uh-huh. Well, when it's
But
that short, yeah, because like I'm talking like if you have it's like longer than a pixie cut. It still comes down like over your ears. So you still have to like blow dry it, put product in it, style it, or it'll look like a just a mess, right?
yeah,
Um but no, this
when I
is
found when I discovered your Twitch channel, you had fairly short hair, actually. You had the short, it
I
was like
did.
hyper blonde at that point.
Yeah, I had
It was like almost freshly done.
yeah, I had really blonde hair. I had bangs. I think I had curtain bangs. I did have curtain bangs at the time. I do want to get curtain bangs again. I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of in the like Game of Thrones era right now. So I'm liking the long pieces
Yeah,
framing my face. But I do love curtain bangs cuz I like having like messy like something to like mess with.
yeah.
But I am feeling this right now, so I might keep it
Well,
until I
whatever,
don't know.
like you've literally pulled up every single genre
Oh, thank
of
you.
hair. Like you go for any aesthetic and it's gonna
Yeah.
work.
I
So
think the blonde is done for the
yeah,
foreseeable future.
forever.
It is too expensive. The
It looked
bleach.
amazing, but I've seen you with the reddish hair,
Hmm.
this hair, even black hair as well.
Yeah, which that I would
Just from
never do that again.
pictures before, but it looked good in every single one. So
Thank you. Yeah,
I'm a
this is
big
like
supporter of whatever you decide to do.
I think this is like more of a perfect shade for me because it is like my natural color, so it suits my
Yeah,
skin tone better. And it'll just maintenance wise, I won't have to color my hair for a very long time. I mean, like I have gray hairs too, so once those start sprouting out, I'll have to just touch those up. But like that's it. I won't have to do anything more.
I will say I will always be very nostalgic and have a soft spot for the blonde
Of
because that's how I
course.
found you.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm never worried about what you do because I think it'll look incredible either way.
Yeah,
So don't worry about
the
that.
blonde kicked ass, but it's just like
Yeah.
I don't want to I don't want to put money into that anymore. It's just it feels like lighting money on fire and I don't want to do that.
Well, one of my favorite pictures of you have this hair color. So like
Mhm.
I was so excited when you showed me this.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I
I was like,
surprised
how am I
him.
supposed to record a podcast? I'm gonna be all nervous now. I'm so shy now.
So shy now.
A little, a
Yeah.
little. Sales.
I just figured too, like fall is coming, and this is a very like fall hair color. So I'm so ready for fall that I was like, it's time to change up the style.
Yeah, no, you're fitting the aesthetic perfect. I know I got my long sleeve on. I'm ready for the
Yeah,
season changer.
but you got a good
I'm ready.
AC unit in
I
your
have a
room
very good
too.
AC
So
now. Yeah.
um,
So I'm able to do that thankfully. But otherwise
yeah.
it is not
Oh,
appropriate weather for this
it is
yet.
so gross outside. I'm so over it. But I did feel like a slightly cool breeze today, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
something's happening. So we'll see. But
I felt whispers of the fall.
Whispers of the Fall sounds like
That's
a really
beautiful. We should
cool show.
podcast title.
Whispers of the Fall. No, we gotta wait till it actually is like
Yeah.
cold outside.
Let, put that one in the pocket. Someone write that down, pin the comment, email it
We'll
to me so we can remember.
we'll do it when Starbucks drops their pumpkin flavors.
Is that the official start? I think that's the official start,
I think
right?
it's I don't know what day. It's gonna be the end of August. I think I'll be probably maybe with you in Toronto when they drop it. I'm not saying support Starbucks.
Sure.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
That's like a good time period. That's like
people go
a
cuckoo for pumpkin spice, but also I think like a lot of coffee companies follow that lead with their pumpkin stuff. So they'll kind of
yeah.
wait
So basically,
till
when all the coffee places start dropping their pumpkin spice,
yeah.
I think even Tim Hortons does it now. I'm not too sure about
Oh,
that,
I'm
but I'm sure they
excited.
do.
Because I love that tiramisu cold brew, which that's a good fall
Oh,
drink. But if they have pumpkin stuff, like a pumpkin cold brew, it's over.
yeah.
I almost followed the lady who invented the tiramisu cold brew the other day. 'Cause she only has like 170 followers. I was like, I could get her on the podcast.
That's a great idea.
Right? But I think she probably
Can we
signed
do
like an
that?
NDA or something. She can't talk about Tim Hortons unless like they're in agreement with
You
the
can
media.
don't even mention Tim Hortons. We can have a other conversation
What are we
about
going to talk about? Well, I've got an Uncle Stan, and he's pretty cool, and I have two dogs.
what coffee does Uncle Stan
Yeah.
drink?
I mean, I wouldn't even ask her like what would we even talk about? I wouldn't ask her like what kind of syrup do you guys use? Like I don't care. I'm
What was
still
the inspiration for the coffee?
yeah, what inspired you? Tiramisu. But no, I
What
think I
do
could
you
ask her like what was how did you get this job? Like what did you do to prepare for this position? Like what
Yeah,
did you work in?
if I were to get your job from somebody who already has that job, how do I get your job?
Yeah. How do I get your job?
How do I make it? What is your weak points in your work? What would you say
What are your
that I could do
weaknesses?
better? Yeah.
I'm a team player. Or what is it? I'm a perfectionist.
I work too hard and it makes me sad.
I work too hard. I'm a perfectionist. I'm too organized. I'm too lovable. I'm too good of a friend. And so sometimes that can get in the way of my work, but ultimately work comes first. And that's
Yeah.
also my weakness. No time for my kids.
No time for my
I'm a
kids. So
terrible
I get the
mother.
job. I'm a bad mother, but it doesn't affect
I'm a
work, so
bad
it's
mother, but
fine.
I always show up to work on time and I leave
Which
late.
isn't illegal, but frowned upon.
Oh no, I don't clock in till it's time. I just sit in the parking lot for an hour and a half. Ready. I'm ready to go.
I'm adjusting everyone's time cards to make them like a couple minutes late here and there to make them all look worse at the end of the year. Kind of boosting me up a little bit. And that's probably my worst quality, but I think the numbers are up overall.
Yeah. Ask sales.
Yeah.
Get back to me. I think I could
Sales
run a
love
company.
me. I think so too.
It's all about, it's literally, I saw a TikTok of this guy who's like, how people like, if you get a random call, like a random number call you, you just don't answer it because you're like, I don't know this person. Not me. I'll answer the phone. And so he said he answered the phone and he was like, hey, is this, Bob? And he was like, no, not really. But yeah, this is Bob. And he was going off about how he's like, when you sent the email, the budget was 15 and now it's 10. It's only 10. And he
Yeah.
he went into it with this guy about like, well, no, I talked to Steven and and then I talked to Jennifer about it and she greenlit it. And so
Yeah.
this guy went back and talked to his team.
I saw this exact clip where he bluffed his way through a whole corporate call, which is incredible. I love that. It's the same kind of energy as the people who will call in late to a place that they don't work at.
Yep.
Everybody just fake the thing, fake the job because that's literally how easy it
It's
is.
just fake the job.
Just fake the job.
Fake it till you make it is so real, and
It's true.
I need to do that.
I'm a big advocate for that. If you ever had a manager and thought, "Wow, this guy is so stupid, I
Hmm.
could do this." That's because you can do that, and this guy is stupider than you, and you can just take his job by lying about your
Yeah.
credentials. It's easy.
But he also
Anyway,
probably did that. He probably faked it till he made it, and now he's
yeah.
in a position that he knows nothing about. I've heard about people, you know, and this is more illegal, but like faking pay stubs to get the apartment that they want. Not
Yeah,
me, but like I see that people post about that on TikTok. I'm like, are you serious?
I would do that.
Yeah, but like people are so comfortable about talking about it. I'm like, that's like evidence for you to like get charged, right?
For sure. Maybe I wouldn't be so open. I would do it, but I wouldn't maybe talk about it because, like, sometimes it's hard to prove. I mean, if you say, for example, you're doing really well streaming
Hmm.
and like you're making that good content money, sometimes that is like harder to explain. These
Yeah,
days with Twitch, they give you like formal tax documents, and it's actually a lot easier.
right.
But early days, it wasn't, right? Early days, it
Hmm.
wasn't. You were like had to explain how you're getting this money. So I would just lie about it
You
too. Freaking
probably
who
well,
cares?
you probably had to pay like 3 months up front, which they could do.
Yeah.
Or you can, I think you can prove your bank statements. You can just see show them like, hey, this is how much money is coming into my account every month. It doesn't matter how. Like I'm getting, 4 grand in my account every month. The rent is
When I
1,600 or whatever.
But then the person's sketched out by that. It's like, don't ask any questions how I'm making money.
Well, I guess you could always just like pull up your Twitch and be like, this is what I do.
Yeah, that's
Heard of
true.
me? No one has. I'm talking like Pokimane. I'm not talking about me, obviously. I don't make anything, and that's my fault.
I mean, it's not really as it goes. That's all a full circle. We don't have time. All right, we don't have
I
time for this
I
streaming
don't
stuff.
have
I,
time.
I wish I did. I want to stream every single day. I know both of us have taken a very long absence. I haven't streamed on my channel in about 2 weeks now,
Yeah,
and I know it's been a while for you too. But I think you streamed more recently than I did.
I'm streaming tonight.
But
Not on here, but Cherry the Korok channel.
yes, so you're gonna be streaming very soon, actually, right?
Yes, right after this.
Yeah, hey,
Um,
everyone's loving the hair. Your hair is, and
Thank you
rightfully so. It's
guys.
incredible.
I'm loving it too. Like when I first got out of the shower, even not dry, I was like, "Oh, here we go." I was really excited about it. And then I dried it and I was like, "This is exactly what I wanted." And I did it for $10.
$10. It's
$10.
only for just $10.
Just $10. And it's just, this is your sign. Dye your hair. Now I'm saying like
Not your
I
hair.
don't bleach your hair. I mean, you can bleach your hair at home, but just know it can go south.
I would have to. I would have to.
But like it's really expensive at the salon. So I understand if you do, just take it from somebody who has done it. It's not worth it.
Shoot.
It's not worth it. It will destroy your hair. Your hair will literally come out in clumps if you do it the wrong way. So
Well, maybe I won't do it because I feel like my
you're
hair
gonna
is.
do that?
Should I dye my hair?
Blonde?
No, not blonde. Just get
What would you
a
dye
little
it?
bit.
Pink?
Get a little bit of pink in there. A little
You
bit of
would
pink
have
in
to
there.
bleach it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't show up.
Should I do that?
But if you just do the tips of your hair, then if it's bad, you can just cut it and then it'll go away. I
Uh,
think I've been saying this from the beginning that you should have pink tips in your hair to match your VTuber.
I think I should too. And I've had a lot of people say this as well that I should do that.
I think
I'm
why
not
not?
against the idea. Why not, right?
Because your hair grows
I've
so
never once dyed.
fast.
I've never once dyed my hair in my life.
I think you
I'd probably
should.
do something like that.
I think you
Let's make a
should
big.
because like if you're not dyeing your roots, especially if you're just dyeing the ends of your hair, then who cares?
That's true. I'm probably gonna get this done professionally though because
That's
I've
fair.
never done anything like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get that. That shouldn't be too expensive because you don't have like it's not like an all over color. It's just like some tips here and there. right?
Okay, okay. Now, what about spiked up frosted tips?
Well,
Just freaking spiked up frosted tips. What do we
you
think?
know, everyone has their own journeys.
Yeah.
Are you gonna look like
What do we?
a three horn?
Yeah, a three horn and a long
I
neck.
have some Land Before Time gold right now. I got the Land Before Time VHS. I got a few Land Before Time. I didn't realize there were like 10 movies.
Oh, there's more than that.
What?
There's more than 10.
I
There's like
like this
at
just
least 15.
this just goes to show like when you're a child, you have no concept of what's going on at all.
Yeah.
But
Now we could go into Land Before Time. I know we are going a
no,
little long and deep into the stream
we are and it's
because we
okay.
could talk about this for another hour.
It's okay because I actually didn't post an episode last week because I've been in the trenches and have had
That's
no
true.
time.
That's true.
So it's good that we're doing a longer episode because it'll at least
It's a little bonus time for you.
20% make up for the lack of episode
This
last
will
week.
help for those longer drives.
Yeah. And I love listening to the podcast, so it'll be something for me to listen to tomorrow.
Yeah, I listen to them on my commute,
Yes.
my little
I
commute to
I
work.
personally I love like watching back like streams, YouTube videos. I'm driving a lot, so I always like I'll just throw on my own. This sounds so weird. Well, like I genuinely do enjoy the content that I make, especially the podcast episodes with you cuz like it's so
Yeah,
fun. It's so much fun to like listen
I
back.
was just watching. You caught me watching it the other day. Was I was just watching our Florida podcast,
Oh,
and
that
I
one's
was
so
like,
good.
I haven't seen you in a while, so I like really miss you.
Yeah.
So I was like looking back on this. I was like, oh, let's see us hanging out together,
Which
kind
we
of
are
thing.
going back to Florida for our 1 year anniversary in
1 year
September. So
anniversary.
it's really cheap for him to fly from Toronto to Florida for some reason. I think it's
It
because
is
of
a
Disney World.
$180 round trip, which
That's
is
crazy.
incredible. As long as my flight doesn't get canceled, we're good.
Yeah, I hope not. I don't think that'll happen again. But
Yeah.
um that is very cheap, isn't it? Like 180 round trip. Um
Well, yeah. Hopefully this trip isn't as cursed.
Listen,
No injuries
guys.
this time.
I
I
got
think we're good.
I didn't say this uh last whenever the last episode was. I got my tooth fixed, okay? I got my tooth fixed, and this will be the last thing that I say. My last anecdote for the episode. I went and got my tooth fixed. It was like a whole, not a whole day of dental stuff. It was like from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. I was doing dental stuff. So I show up for my appointment. I had to do a full round of x rays and, checking my teeth because it was my first time back to this dentist since I was like a kid. So they needed to do, I've had not a lot of work since then, but I've had a couple like dental procedures that they needed to like get x rays for.
Yeah.
And so they did all that. And then he fixed my tooth, which took literally 10 minutes. It was like one of those quick, like bonding fixes. He just put some stuff over it and then they cured it. And then it was good to go. But then I had to come back for my dental cleaning, which I hadn't gotten a cleaning for like about a year, maybe a year and a
Yeah.
half, because I haven't been I just haven't been rooted in a while. So,
People haven't. I'm sure people in this chat also,
yeah,
and a
you
lot of
guys
people just haven't
know
gone in
it's
years.
like one of those things where a year goes by and you're like, oh, I haven't had my 6 month cleaning. Oops, you
A
know?
lot of people can't do that though, like
Yeah.
insurance and benefits and stuff. Like I've only had a few cleanings in my life, maybe like four.
Well, insurance doesn't really cover dental stuff like ever. It's very rare.
Mine, mine does,
Well, you're in
thankfully.
Canada.
Yeah, but like free healthcare doesn't include dental. Dental isn't
Mm-hmm.
part of that. So dental work is still crazy expensive here.
Yeah, but you have it through work, so right.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. It's not like a ton. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can't get anything extensive done, and you'll usually have to pay a difference, but still,
Yeah, in the
it helps.
states, even with the nicest insurance company, they're still weird about dental coverage. I don't
Yeah.
know why, but like it's very rare that they'll they'll never fully cover anything, but it's very rare that they cover like a lot of your visit. So, yeah, I think that's why I put it off, because I was like, I really like don't want to do that. And I'm very fortunate my dad like offered to help me, because he was like, you need to have a tooth, like you need
You
to
can't be
fix that.
raw gumming it, you know?
I
Can't be doing
wasn't,
that.
it was like, it was a very minor chip, like I wasn't in any pain or anything, but it's like eventually there's gonna get decay in there and it needs to be closed
Yeah.
up.
It
Luckily
was
everything was
urgent. It was
fine.
urgent.
It was urgent, but it was like I didn't have to go like that day when it happened,
Yeah.
right? And so I came back for my cleaning, and I found out I needed one of those like level 3 like deep cleaning, like gingivitis like cleaning things, because
Level
they were like,
3.
I don't know, but they were like, this is like the deep cleaning before like the deepest cleaning. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I know cleanings are like uncomfortable because they scrape your gums and all that stuff. Like, it's nothing I can't handle. And so she sat me down and she's like, I'm gonna just like put some numbing gel on your gums to like just help, with any sort of like discomfort. Like you'll still feel it on your teeth, but your gums, should be okay. And I was like, okay. And she starts what feels like she's trying to rip my tooth out. She's
Yeah,
scraping
that's
against my teeth like she's trying to shatter them. And I like, luckily my face was covered because she had to sand, like use this kind of like sanding thing. And so she was like, I don't want your face to get like, to get it all over your skin and all that stuff. And so she kept a towel over my face like the entire procedure. And
yeah.
I call it a procedure because that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like a cleaning. It felt like I should have had Novocaine. It was the most painful dental thing I've ever had done in my life. I was crying. She didn't see it, but I was crying. And like my face was actually in shock. Like my eyes were like, it was so painful. And I was like, you
Yeah.
put the equivalent of Oragel on my gums, which does nothing. And I felt everything.
That's
So
awful. That's awful.
this
I've
is
had
your
some
sign.
massive cleanings as well. I feel like it's when you have the calcified stuff on your
That's
teeth,
what
which
it
I used
was.
to have. I used to have all along the bottom of my teeth, and they had to like grind it off.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant. It is not pleasant.
Well, she didn't use like a grinder. She used the like pokey thing that usually they go around your gums, the gum lining with to check
It
your
just kept
gums.
pushing, right?
No, yeah, she took that and was scraping against all around the gums and on my like enamel to get the
Yeah.
calcified going in between my teeth, but like hitting the gum at the same time. So it was like she was like
Oh,
ripping up on my gums. And oh my god, like it was literally the worst thing. I've had a root canal and a retreat, which is like a redo root canal, but I was like numbed up for it. I should have been
oh,
numbed up for that.
sorry, chat. I guess we're talking about medical stuff.
I'm sorry.
Uh,
This is very prevalent to me right now.
but thankfully it all went well, and all is good now.
It all went well. My gums were only sore for like 24 hours, and then they stopped, they stopped bleeding, they stopped hurting, and I've been flossing twice a day using the mouthwash they gave me. And so when I go back in October, which I have to go back in October, I'm going to be on top of the world because she's not going to do
Yeah,
anything to me, hopefully.
that's the goal. Is you have no notes when you get
She's gonna
there.
have to do the same. She's gonna do the same thing. She told me. She's gonna. We're gonna do some probing again, which is what she did, and just to see if your gums bleed. And I'm like, these gums are not gonna bleed, bitch. Sorry. It was. You guys have no idea how painful it was. Like,
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to fight this girl, and she was the coolest person ever.
Hey, she did a good job though, right?
No, like I left. My teeth were like I can't even describe how smooth my teeth were and how like clean like my gaps were, because I
Yeah.
could floss super easy now. But man, I wanted to fight her. I wanted to take her face and just like shove her away. Like it was so painful.
Yeah.
But now my teeth are so clean, aren't they?
Hey, let's go. Yeah, they look new.
Thank you. But this is your sign. Do not skip your cleanings. I'm sorry. Like, I think out of pocket they are like a couple $100s, but like, just don't. Go every 6 months if you can, because like, you do not want to get in that position where you have to get the like calcification scraping, because you will
I
regret.
should probably go for my annual one.
Or at least, if you don't floss all the time, flossing is like you got to do it. You have to.
Get those little toothpicks,
Yeah, the little pick things, those I don't
the
like those
little
so
dental
much because like they the back teeth is what I don't like. They're really hard to push up and it feels like dangerous to me.
Yeah,
But the front ones
yeah,
are fine.
yeah. They're all good.
Yeah, this is all this to say dental hygiene is crucial. You only get one teeth. You only get one chance.
You get two. Well,
You
you
get
get two.
two. Well, you get two. You do get two, but when you're after your first go, you got to be
Then
on
you
it.
only have one. When you only have one left, then you only have one left.
Yeah, you only have one left.
Yeah.
And then it's either veneers or no teeth.
Yeah.
Which veneers are such a weird concept to me. Like you're
What
grinding
is that?
down veneers are like the fake like super white teeth that celebrities will get. It's basically, how like some celebrities have like perfect like perfectly straight teeth. It's fake.
Yeah.
That's not their real
Oh,
teeth. Most
I
celebrities
had
do
no idea.
that. They'll get veneers. And it basically what it is you grind down all of your teeth to the bone till it's like little tiny little nubs. And then they put fake teeth over all their teeth. So they
Hmm.
don't have real teeth anymore. They have these fake teeth that will like pop off sometimes. There's one Tana Mojo actually literally like every 2 months her the same veneer will pop off when she's on vacation. And
Hannah
she
Mojo.
Tana, yeah, it should pop up probably.
Monjo.
It's Mojo, but it's spelled interestingly. But it's so funny. Every time she posts a video, she's like, "Well, it happened again." I'm like, "Who is your dentist? Like, what are they putting? They're using nail glue to put the tooth back on?"
Oh, I see. Okay, I see
And
the
it's like a
tooth now.
rot. It's like the. I'm sorry, this is so gross, but her real tooth is like dark. It's so
It's small and dark.
gross.
I see it. That's
Like,
very
is
interesting.
it like a infection thing? Like she needs to get it like pulled, the bone pulled, or I don't know. Sorry, this is so disgusting. We're not gonna talk
Yeah,
about it
maybe
anymore.
we'll
We're
cut
not
off
gonna
the
talk
dental
about
stuff
that
there.
anymore.
All this talk about teeth is making me hungry, though. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I'm gonna go get some
What?
dinner.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Neo has to go eat. I'm gonna go over to the Cherry the Korok Twitch channel to stream
the fun
Fields.
doesn't stop
The
now.
fun does not stop now. It'll stop for camera, but if you like VTubers and you like cute Korok VTubers, then you're gonna want to go over to Cherry the Korok. Thank you for the shout out. And
Yeah,
watch me
and
play
everybody
Fields of
go
Mystria, which
follow.
is a brand new release as of today. It is, I think it's going to be a Stardew Valley competitor. It is beautiful, and I'm
It looks
excited
incredible.
to start a playthrough of it. So, but Neo, thank you as always for
Of
being
course.
the most distinguished guest, my one and only distinguished guest on the podcast for now. For now,
Hey,
um,
if you want me a permanent thing on this show, I'm more than happy.
I
I will be
think
on this show anytime.
yeah, I think it would be a very good idea for you to be a more permanent guest
Okay,
if
I'll be
you're
on.
available.
Yeah, I'll always have time.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Okay.
everybody, have a wonderful night or have a wonderful week if you're listening to this or watching it later. Yeah, stay tuned for more Walking Dead on my Twitch channel. Be sure to go follow Neo at NeoDoodles with a Z on everything: YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. Same with me, MaeMaeTown on everything. But
Follow
yeah,
up.
follow up.
We're
Have a
trying to
great
hit
night.
10,403 by the end of the year. So
Yes,
follow because we need the numbers
we
to hit
need the
that because if I
numbers.
don't, then I'm gonna owe someone a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of debt. I owe a lot of money. Yeesh.
Help us, chat.
Help
Have a good
me.
night.
Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.